stay hidden.
Ewan, hello. How are you today?
I'm great, Andy. How are you?
I'm doing so good. I'm so very excited to talk to you. I got to dive right in here. We are returning. It's been 17 years since Revenge of the Sith. It has been a minute. I have to ask, do you still struggle with not making the lightsaber noises with your mouth?
I think I still do them in my mind, for sure. It's difficult not to, you know. I was reminded by Deb this morning when we were talking to somebody else that we played a lot of, when we were doing the fight scenes in this film, in this series, we played a lot of music on set. It's so good to play with John Williams' soundtrack, you know, to do the fighting. So whether I was doing them or not, we wouldn't have heard it this time.
See, that is smart. That's thinking ahead.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
In the series, though, we are a little bit less than 17 years ahead. We're about a decade ahead of the events of Revenge of the Sith. Where do we find Obi-Wan on his journey, right? Like, is he fully Ben Kenobi at this point? Is he fully a hermit? I mean, he's got guilt and grief over what happened. So where in his journey do we find him? I mean, do you differentiate between Ben and Obi-Wan?
He's not Alec Guinness's Ben yet. No, he's calling himself Ben, but he's not where Alec Guinness is living, or he's not. My Obi-Wan Kenobi in the series is not settled like Alec is.
Okay.
I feel like there's some kind of acceptance of his life and there's some sort of peace with Alec Guinness. But my Obi-Wan Kenobi at this point is not at peace yet, and so he's still in a very sort of lonely, bleak place, and like you say, guilt-ridden and grieving for all of the Jedi he lost, but also especially his brother Anakin.
So I do want to ask about that, because his brother, that is something that has struck me and stuck with me since the prequels. I came up on them. I love them. He always viewed Anakin as a brother. And he even says that, like, you were my brother, Anakin. But Anakin always looked at him like a father. And he even says that outright, you're the closest thing I have to a father. Right. So that kind of shift in dynamic to me has always stood out. Is that something you factored in while playing him? Is that something that maybe gets explored in this series, that difference there?
It's not something I've ever thought about. You're the first person to point that out to me. So that's very interesting. I mean, definitely, I'm his master. He's my Padawan, and I'm his master. So he's my student, if you like, and that is very much the dynamic. But I feel we're very close. You know, I mean, me and Hayden are. So I feel like Obi-Wan and Anakin are.
So I want to ask, they're in the third movie, right? The Battle of Mustafar is like the big iconic battle. Everyone knows it at this point. Is there anything in Obi-Wan that stacks up to the Battle of Mustafar in your mind? Visually, I mean, emotionally, are there battles that compare, or is Mustafar like, is that the top of the top for you?
I don't know. You're going to have to wait and see. You know, I'm very, very passionate about keeping the experience for the fans next Friday as complete as it can be, and the best way to see it is to know as little about it as possible, I think. So you're just going to have to wait and see.
That's
and
a
you can
tricky
be the
way
judge.
to get around spoilers.
Yeah, you can be the judge of that.
Absolutely. Well, Ewan, that is my time. Thank you so very much. I'm very excited to see it. I'm so glad you're back.
Great. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you.